Today we're talking Moana 2.
And Wicked, Part 1. Stay tuned to find out.
Hello and welcome to Couple Chat.
Where we
Parents.
discuss topics for you.
Parents. I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie. Let's chat.
This Thanksgiving was jam-packed with musical movies.
It was indeed.
Yes, and we will get to Wicked. Lots to say about that. Mm-hmm. Some to say about Moana 2.
Yeah. I feel like Moana 2 was a stretch.
Yeah.
But Nate went with us.
Yes, that was the biggest part. You know, our son is 4 now, and he is on the cusp of 5. Mm-hmm. And he's hit or miss with the way he acts in public and even at home. Mm-hmm. But, you know, the tantrums are further apart, I feel.
Sure.
And we've observed a lot lately that he can sit and enjoy a whole movie without interruption, unless his little sister is there. Then
correct.
That's different.
Yes.
But
quite different.
yeah. So we said, you know, he loves Moana. Mm-hmm. And because it's a musical, maybe taking him to see Moana 2 will keep his attention and we won't have to worry about anything. And, you know, he loves everything about the movies. He loves the popcorn. He loves the recliners and
the candy.
Yeah, all of it. We even got him on, which I think is so awesome. Yeah. We got him on putting candy and popcorn.
Yes.
I mean, there's no better way to watch a movie.
There really isn't. Honestly, and like as long as it's a kind of candy that doesn't like crunch too much, it doesn't take it away from me. Preferably, I like one that's gonna melt as I'm eating. But yeah, he put M&Ms in his little tiny kid's popcorn that he got in his little set. It was so cool.
He even he had some popcorn left when we left the movies, so we brought it home. Mm-hmm. And literally tonight, he's like, "Oh, I still have some M&Ms left in this," while he's eating the leftover. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Moana 2 was better than Frozen 2.
Correct. Most things are, as they say.
But on par with Frozen 2. And I'm relating the two movies because they're both these Disney marketable new age musicals that is geared towards, you know, making parents go to the movies with their children. Yeah. And they both are on par with the fact that the music is not really all that memorable. Mm-hmm. It's
My one favorite lyric, which you didn't hear, I was shocked. I am surprised you did not hear it. Yeah. But Kamana Moana is one of my favorite lyrics and said over and over and over again.
Favorite?
It's one of the favorites.
Oh, I didn't realize it was your favorite. I thought when you were...
I just thought it was funny. Oh. Like favorite, like, haha. Like, this is silly, but pretty funny. Yeah. And then they had a Beyond song.
Yeah. Into the Beyond. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
She does say Into the Beyond.
I don't know if she does.
I'm pretty sure she did. But
either
regardless,
way,
Into the Unknown.
Close together.
Or Beyond the Unknown, I think was the lyric. I just...
Whatever.
Come on. Mm-hmm. Someone else. Try and write some music here.
Yeah. As the 90s was the age of Alan Menken, phenomenal. One of the greatest composers of musicals, especially for movies, probably ever. Mm-hmm. And now we have Lin-Manuel Miranda, the age of that guy. Yay. And for those of you who listen or watch this podcast, you're probably already aware we're not very big fans of his. And, you know, it's whatever. It is what it is.
It's not him as a person. We barely know him as a person. We just don't like the music. Like Moana, fine. Pretty good music. Yeah. You're Welcome's pretty catchy. You know, Where We Are. Like the whole soundtrack for Moana, it's fine. Yeah. Shiny can go jump off a cliff.
I'm okay with it now. I used to not like it so much, but now I'm fine.
But like... I'm just over. Yeah. I'm over it. Can we find another composer, please? Yeah, yeah. All you new composers out there, like, come on, write some Disney movies. Right. Write some Disney musicals, please.
Or, hey, how about maybe some new stuff altogether? And, you know, maybe Disney should take a break.
Maybe they should stop remaking stuff.
Yeah. Or, stop trying to make sequels to things that were one-off lightning in a bottle scenarios.
Correct.
But either way, it's fine.
Yeah.
Do I think you should run out to the movies right now like people are doing for Wicked? No. No, you should not go and see Moana 2 in theaters.
You could wait even to when it's like a matinee or like a cheaper showing just to have that experience with your kids.
Yeah, yeah.
But opening weekend, not necessary.
Yeah.
We just did it out of convenience sake.
Yeah. Well, we did all want to see it. We went with her cousin. We thought it would be a good time with Nate. And he was. He was awesome throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Didn't really get up much. He didn't get up at all, actually. No. And yeah, it was great. Came to the realization that I think he can handle at least a shortened feature now.
Yeah.
Because Moana's like 90 minutes. Moana 2's like 90 minutes. But regardless, you know exactly what Disney's going to do. And I'm a little annoyed at them about the whole Deadpool and Wolverine thing. But like, Disney Plus is going to be right around the corner. So you don't have to waste your money to go see this in theaters. Okay. It's not a need to do it. So I would wait until it comes on Disney Plus. This is a wait for Disney Plus movie. Yeah. Is it one you can watch with your kids or for date night? Yeah. Definitely kids.
Yeah, definitely for kids.
Yeah. So, but
drum roll, please.
The real thing that we're here to talk about tonight, everybody.
Yes.
Is Wicked.
Wicked. Part 1.
Yeah.
There's so many reels and things out there about the whole matter of Part 1, Part 2. And I totally understand that frustration, especially because the Broadway show itself is 2 hours and 48 minutes.
Yeah, the whole show.
The whole entire Broadway musical, including intermission, is 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I do understand people's frustrations. I also understand why people enjoy it. However, I did want you to like get your point out there before we move on. The fact that they don't market it as a Part 1. It's not even called that on IMDb. No. Which is like the official like film website. Once a movie is produced and distributed, it's put there.
Correct. And, I don't know how the MPAA is not flagging these Part 1, Part 2 movies right now. I think it's becoming this big marketing money grab. And it's false advertising. As much as like I did enjoy this film, it's false advertising that they're doing this. And a lot of movies, even shows, are starting to do this. And I'm not talking about starting the whole Part 1, Part 2 thing. I think we could blame that on good old Harry Potter, because I'm pretty sure they started this big movement of Part 1, Part 2. So
was it Harry Potter?
I'm pretty sure Deathly Hallows was one of the first movies that did it.
Didn't make sense to be Part 1, Part 2. I didn't understand why they did that.
No, Part 1 is horrendous.
Part 1 is 3 hours long.
It's also just a bad movie.
It's terrible.
Yeah. But either way, this trend is getting worse because now they've moved away from telling us it's a Part 1 and they've hid the fact that they're producing a Part 1. So in all their marketing, they just call the movie what it is. And then when you go and see it, they reveal it in the credits. Right. And that's false advertising. I don't care what anyone says. And that's illegal. So I don't understand how the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America, who puts all these guidelines in place, is allowing it to happen. It's not right. It's not right to trick audiences. And I already knew going into it that it was a Part 1 because we do a lot of research, and she obviously knew it as well because this was a big deal for her and whatever. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, it's not right how they're doing it. Just tell us. Stop worrying that people aren't going to go see a movie because you tell them it's a Part 1.
If anything, they should have called it Act 1.
That would have been cool because they don't do that. It would have made more
sense. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, base it on our Act 1. Literally, the opening of the film is the opening of the Broadway play, and the closing is the closing of Act 1. Right. Call it Act 1. Call it what it is. Right. I didn't like that either. And then when I did find out that it was part 1, I was like, well, I'm excited to see how they get to Defying Gravity, but it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes to get to Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
Like, that is a big undertaking. That is a lot of film and time, and the music didn't change. They didn't add songs. What did they add to make it that dang long?
I don't know, but I will say I literally saw it hours before recording this. So let's take a step back. So yes, we're frustrated about this whole part 1, part 2 thing. I think Dune, also big movie that forced that upon us and tricked us on that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a part 1 until I went to see it. So I was really frustrated because I read the book. I was already, very into the story. And then when I saw that part 1 come up on screen, I was like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just think that that's something that needs to change in the industry. It's a marketing scheme and it's not cool.
Right.
Even this dividing of stories is just, it's all about making more money.
It's dividing a season of TV.
Yeah.
There's
Breaking Bad
did it on their final seasons.
Yep.
Their
Everybody
last 2
does
seasons.
it now, though.
So didn't The Sopranos do the same thing?
They kind of started that trend, but the whole reason it happened for that was because like James Gandolfini didn't want to really do it anymore, and they were trying so hard to get the cast back and all that. Yeah. So like they filmed a few episodes and then he dropped out or something. And then he came back, whatever. So
if
that was different.
If it's a logistical thing, if it's a scheduling problem,
but that's
fine.
not what this is.
But literally, they filmed the other half while they filmed this half.
Yeah.
Like,
it's probably done.
It's releasing a year from the release date this year for part 2.
Yep.
Anyway, regardless of those things, we digress.
So it is really great. And originally, I was very skeptical. I didn't want to see it. I avoided watching trailers. Whenever it would come on in theaters, I was like, oh, God, why are they doing this? Whatever. I am adamant about many different types of iterations of art. And what I mean by that is, if something's a musical, it should stay a musical. If something is a movie, it should stay a movie. I'm okay with adapting books to film or books to musical or whatever the case is, or books to stage.
TV.
Yeah. As long as the material's done correctly, or at least somewhat accurate. And you know better than I do. I think Wicked is pretty accurate to the book, and that's all fine. It's a phenomenal stage musical, and we got to see it in 2012. So it blows my mind that it's been out for so long.
Yeah. And hello, it's been out since 2001. We looked it up, 2003.
Yeah.
I went my freshman year of high school to see that show. Sophomore year of high school.
No, you didn't.
No.
You never saw it before.
I never saw it. You're right.
We saw it for the first time together.
Right. Never mind. You're right.
I know.
I listened to that soundtrack every day of my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
Probably throughout my whole high school career. That was just the show that we listened to nonstop.
Which I find odd that theater nerds do that crap.
Hey.
They listen to
you're
musicals.
You're a Star Wars nerd, and I'm a theater nerd. This is just what we do.
I'm a Star Wars nerd. I'm like an everything nerd.
You're just a nerd.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just...
No, but...
like,
coming at us theater nerds.
I just don't get that. It's like you're ruining the plot of something before you even see it. Yeah,
but the plot's not always in the music. Like you hear the songs, like you're not really sure how it fits into the plot, but the songs are pretty catchy. So you learn the lyrics and you're like, yeah, I know this song. And then when you get there, you're like, what? This is how this happens, and this is what's going on in the background and dialogue and like sets and choreo, and like the choreography is really what gets it for me a lot of the times. Even in the film, it's just like the choreography is so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And just
it shows too.
Yeah.
So anyway, we saw it in 2012 on Broadway in orchestra too, because your parents got rush tickets for your birthday. It was insane.
Yep.
And we got to experience it. And even back then, I was like skeptical about it. I do love musical theater. I've seen a lot of shows, been in musical theater when I was younger. So it's not like she like introduced me to it or anything. But I just didn't have an interest. I was like, Wicked. I'm not a huge Wizard of Oz fan. I don't see why this is necessary. Why are they doing this? Whatever. Mm-hmm. And then sitting there and seeing it and getting to the end of Act 1, which I talked to you earlier, I was like, wow, this show's pretty interesting. And I love that they're taking a character that is just holy. Like, she is the Darth Vader of like early cinema.
Yeah.
You know, like
if not the earliest. Like one of the earliest.
Nosferatu, maybe, if you want to keep going back. But she is literally the definitive evil character.
Yeah.
And for them to take her, and you know, obviously it's a book. Mm-hmm. He created this concept of like, hey, what if the Wicked Witch had a tragic backstory that turned her into who she is instead of her just being a one-dimensional evil villain.
Right.
And it's just such a beautiful and interesting story now.
Yeah.
And it makes Wizard of Oz so much more impactful when you watch it. It's not just this, you know, one-dimensional story about this girl being sucked into a dream and fighting a witch that the whole of Oz despises, you know?
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Very.
And another reason why I guess I was annoyed at this is because Act 1 is okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They lay the groundwork for what's to come.
Sure.
But it's Act 2 where all the crazy happens and where they start really connecting the pieces to Wizard of Oz and like showing you how that groundwork just fills in the blanks. And then, you know, just what happens and the truths that he adds into like what happens behind the scenes in Wizard of Oz. It's really cool. I really enjoy the story of Wicked.
Yeah. And
that's part of the reason why I was very offended that they were even making a movie. Yeah. Because I don't believe in, again, art is made a specific way. And this is a theater performance, an amazing musical that needs to be experienced live with an audience, with moving set pieces, you know, the way it is now. And they say, hey, let's make a movie of this.
There were definitely parts, though, where you could tell it was like waiting for applause. It was kind of like a Marvel applause pause.
Yeah.
It was literally like she finishes The Wizard and I, and she's standing there, and I'm like, I'm about to clap, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
And you look at me and you go, this isn't theater, don't clap. And I was just like, but there's a moment where you can.
Yeah. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the audience, you'll clap, you'll laugh loud, you'll you know, hoot, holler, whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, for sure. And the movie has that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just wanted to give that like backstory to it because I was so skeptical. When it finally came out, Jackie was having a really rough day, and I texted her cousin. I was like, listen, Jackie's having a rough day. I do not want to go see Wicked.
Yeah.
I have no interest. I love the musical. I'm not seeing the movie. I think it looks terrible. I don't like that they're doing it. I am not a fan of Ariana Grande playing Glinda. I didn't know, you know, Cynthia Erivo before this, so I was like, I don't even care who she is. So like it had nothing to do with that. It was just the fact that it's now a movie. It was annoying me.
Yeah.
So I was like, you and Jackie go. And I even like you were also pretty skeptical about it too.
I was. But I had seen that the Rotten Tomatoes score was like a 93.
Well, yeah, we looked at it.
And I was just like, this is getting such good reviews from both critics and audiences. Like, I have to get that itch. I have to see my teenage years from the stage to the film. I have to see it. I have to just, even if I'm making jokes and hating it the whole time,
right.
I had to go. Literally, I cried as soon as it started. Because it's like one of those things where you know the outcome if you know the
oh, for sure.
If you know the musical. So it's just like, this is so hard to watch, but it's so good because it's like you get that close up, and Ariana Grande just like totally shocked me because I did not know she was that funny.
Yeah.
I did not know she could sing like that. And Cynthia Erivo is just phenomenal. And like the two of them, their chemistry is just like, it's this perfect storm. It's so good. And it's just worth every single note, every single penny.
Yeah.
Both times I've seen it so far. Honestly, I'm very excited to get a sing-along version.
I don't care.
They literally announced that on December 25th, Christmas Day, they will be launching everywhere sing-along editions of the film. So people can actually go and sing. If you haven't seen it yet, I would not recommend doing a sing-along, but definitely try, because if you know it, you're going to want to sit there belting next to your friends and strangers just the entire time. It's great. I'm so excited for that, but we'll see. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, I was skeptical. And then as soon as we got there and there's this big surprise, and like me and my cousin are just like, did you know? No. Oh my God. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, I don't know. It was one of those perfect moments. And
yeah.
For me anyway, I really enjoyed it and very excited to see the second part. They better do it Act 1, Act 2 though. Like,
what do you mean?
Do a double feature.
Yeah.
Do part 1. Give me 15-minute intermission so I can go pee and refill popcorn, and I'll come right back in for part 2. They did it for Deathly Hallows. They did it for all of Harry Potter.
Well, they did it when they did the re-release.
Yeah.
It was like, the 10-year anniversary? No, not even.
When they did the original, the release for part 2, they did a double feature in some theaters. But I'm saying in some theaters they did a double feature.
Yeah.
Depends on the theater you're near, if you can even get in it.
Right.
But yes, for the 10-year anniversary, we went and saw the double feature for Deathly Hallows. But I'm hopeful that part 2 is just as good.
Yeah.
If not better. It's the darker side.
Which is why I'm so excited about it.
I know.
I was saying this to you after we left the theater. So ultimately, her and her cousin come home, and I'm like, so how was it? And they were like, mad.
So good.
And I was like, damn it. Because I really trust their opinions, especially Jackie's, because her cousin is like, hit or miss. Like, she went to see the Mean Girls remake musical crap ass movie
because her friends wanted to go. It wasn't because she thought it was good.
Crap. I don't even know. That's one of those things. Like, that should have just stayed a movie. Broadway. No, it should have just stayed a movie. Shouldn't have even became a musical. Shouldn't have became a musical movie after that. Like, I don't like that stuff. Anyway, but after you guys were like, oh my God, it's amazing, and I was asking about the cast and Jeff Goldblum, especially because he plays Oz, I was like, or the Wizard of Oz, I was like, so how was he? And, so I was like, fine, I guess I have to see it now. And, now, of course, that I wanted to see it, it was like impossible to get tickets this weekend. Mm-hmm. Impossible. Mm-hmm. So finally today, I make Jackie breakfast in bed. I bring it in and I'm like, listen, found 2 tickets. It's like literally smack dab center, our favorite seats. Let's do it. Mm-hmm.
Tell them where
it's the
it is,
afternoon.
Matt.
What do you think I'm getting at, Jackie? It's the afternoon. So like, it doesn't have to take up our whole night, but we could bring the kids to grandma and grandpa. Mm-hmm. So we get there, and we're all, like, super excited. We got our hidden Taco Bell in Jackie's Pokemon bag. And scan the ticket. The guy's like, okay, here's your 3D glasses.
For those of you who know me, or who don't, I get motion sick.
Yeah.
So 3D ain't for me.
Nope. I'm not a big fan of it either, just because I think it's another one of those marketing gimmicky things that it's like, come on, why? It's unnecessary, dumb. Mm. To me, it blocks your perception of watching a film anyway. So anyway, I was like, damn. Well, I said to her, I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I just got excited about the tickets because there's nothing else, and they kind of don't do a good job saying which theater is which sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I was like, do you want to do this?
I said it is what it is.
Yeah. So luckily, it was a pretty good experience. It really didn't hinder anything. And glasses are pretty comfortable these days. So if you do run into that issue or you're interested in 3D, again, I still think it's kind of gimmicky. Yeah. I don't really think it mattered. Nope. It's not. It didn't really enhance the film for me at all.
Nope.
I would just watch it normal. Like, I definitely would see it again. But I would just watch it normal, and I don't care. Like, it's not gonna. Oh my God! I missed the 3D part of this when the flowers were floating in the classroom. Oh shucks! I don't care. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be, and it's rare. This is a rarity
that Matt's proven wrong.
No, not necessarily. I'm proven wrong often. It's a rarity that a musical adapted into film is good. Mm-hmm. Rare.
Oh, yes.
And it really only was successful back in like the golden age of musical theater, you know, where you look back at like Grease or West Side Story. And I mean, even Oklahoma, I heard, is a pretty decent movie. The movie you like, Music Man.
Yeah.
Like those golden age musicals, those were adapted amazingly to film.
Yeah.
But now it's just bad. It's just bad usually.
We liked Les Mis, though.
I was going to say, that's the only other one that I feel like was just so good, but you could tell there was a lot put into it, and they really cared about that adaptation.
Yeah.
And the cast, I mean, Anne Hathaway, Hugh Jackman, Amanda Seyfried, freaking Eddie Redmayne was in it.
Yeah.
You know, like really great cast in that film.
Yeah.
It wasn't all about like, hey, focus on the musical side. And I feel like that's kind of how this is too. You know, the leads, obviously. But you know, like Michelle Yeoh, she's not really a musical actor, and that she probably had to do a lot of training before this film.
Yeah.
But they knew they needed a really solid actor to play her role in this film.
Right.
Jeff Goldblum, they cared about his acting prowess, his quirkiness, the way that like they know his mannerisms and like the way his eyes would twitch at certain things, being the wizard, would translate to film.
Right.
Those things matter. And if you're just going to try and throw up a musical on screen and use musical theater actors or whatever the case is, that doesn't always work out well.
Sure.
So I think they did a good job mixing the two.
Yeah.
Because then also, you know, like Ethan Slater, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he played SpongeBob. I didn't know what to expect from him, but he was great.
I told you.
And he had really great mannerisms and facial expressions. Like, he actually didn't speak much.
No.
And he had a lot of camera work where he was just, you know,
present.
A lot of facial expressions and like subtle.
Yes.
Nothing over the top from him.
No.
Even though he's playing this kind of like bombastic, like silly character, there were moments like when he was speaking there, it would be like that. But like whenever it was like inner monologue for him and like just like, you know, his thoughts, I don't know. He did a really great job for coming from that background.
Yeah, he's a great Bach. I really enjoyed his performance.
I'm excited to see, you know, his transition, and I'm excited to see them all. Actually, the only one I really care for was the actor that played Fiyero. I thought he was all right. Hot doesn't mean good actor.
It doesn't matter. He's not supposed to be a good actor in the first half. The second half is where you see the arc.
Oh, give me a break.
I like him. He's pretty.
Where's he from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Probably
he's
from
pretty.
one of those like shows,
I think he's
like
an actual
Glee or something.
I think he's an actual Broadway actor.
Yeah.
I didn't look him up. Sorry, guys. Should have.
Either way.
Done my research.
Either way, I understand why the theaters are packed right now. And honestly, I will say that. So, did you need to market this as part 1, part 2? Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, probably not. I feel like people would still have ran to the theaters to see it.
Yeah.
It's advertised as this big, epic musical theater film. Wicked is so well known. There are people that are just not like me and that are interested in going to see stuff like this.
Yeah.
And granted, I'm glad that people are still out there that are like that, because now this is being seen by a bigger audience than Broadway. Or, well, they did do a tour, right?
Yeah, but even tours are expensive. They're practically the same price as Broadway, if not more, depending on the theater they visit. So
isn't it crazy though? You can make a film for like $300 million, right? And then sell tickets for like $15 a piece. But Broadway
makes it for a couple $1 million.
Right.
And they charge it $150 a ticket.
Right.
Where's the...
It's just so interesting.
Financially, where does that make sense financially?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, it's because that movie made for $300 million is being sent out to...
all over.
Thousands of theaters across the world. So
all at once.
Right. Sometimes. Sometimes it's progressive.
True.
But anyway, yeah. So they got me.
See Wicked.
Yes.
Yes, they got you. They got you, Matt. Ha ha.
Yeah, you guys got me.
You're welcome.
Thank
Love you.
No, it was worth it.
Very excited I got to experience it again.
I'm very excited I got to experience it.
Yeah.
It is very rare that I am changed for good.
Roll credits.
No,
lyrics from the show or movie we just watched.
Not yet. Not freaking yet. Anyway, but honestly, like a lot of times I think something, I go and see something, and it's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
This time it wasn't. So it was nice. It was nice to have that feeling. Like that I thought something was going to be so bad, and then when I go see it, like even from just the beginning, like that opening scene, I was like, this movie seems like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
You know when you can feel it?
Oh yeah.
You can feel the beginning of something. This is going to be good or it's going to be bad. Usually you can feel it.
Yeah.
And I felt it from the beginning. So anyway, we can go on and on.
Yes, we have gone on and on.
On and on.
Anyway, if you have a chance, get tickets to Wicked.
Tickets to Wickets. Never mind.
Congratulations, because that's a difficult feat in these opening weeks. If you have a chance to get tickets to Moana 2, sure.
Moana 2 or Moana like Tuoo?
We're talking about Moana 2, aren't we?
Moana 2 too.
If you're able to get tickets for the second Moana movie, then go right ahead. But I definitely think Wicked is a good date night movie. Yes. Or it can be enjoyed with friends and family if they are of the appropriate age. I feel like it's got some themes that are a little bit grown up.
Yes.
No sexual violence or like anything like that. There's violence.
I mean, the conception of the main character.
Yes, but you don't see it.
You don't see it, but it's alluded to.
It's hinted at. Yeah, but if your kid's seen it on Broadway, you can take them to see the movie.
I don't remember how it was. I don't agree with that because, again, when you translate something to film, shots are very different from using lighting for editing. And you can light something a specific way, but you can't do something like the way the wings come out of the monkeys.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that on a stage.
No, like I said, I mean, teen and older, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
It says PG.
Does it?
It's PG rating, yeah.
Interesting.
But I feel like it would be closer to teen.
Yeah. There are some moments that I just feel like, just be careful.
Yeah.
Make your own judgment. Maybe go see it and then you say to your kids, like I wouldn't take Nate to see this.
No. He doesn't know it anyway, though. He's never even seen Wizard of Oz.
That's true, but
I don't know. I'm looking forward to showing it to the kids.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Starting with the OG.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
What?
If you guys saw it and you enjoyed it, let us know. If you were at a sing-along version, please give me some deets.
If you were at a sing-along version and you saw Kristen Bell, please tell us how we can do.
It's so funny because she got up during Dancing
with the Stars.
No, oh my god!
You just said
she got up during Dancing Through Life. I was starting to say.
That's the one song I'm not like that fond of.
That song.
because I listened to it when I was a teenager.
Oh, by me.
I didn't even see the show.
Anyway.
And that's why that song exists, because you don't need to see anything or know anything, because it's just a song that they just throw this in Wicked.
Also, we did decorate for Christmas today.
Yes. Well, throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
After Thanksgiving.
Well, right after Thanksgiving, we typically do it on one full day or over a few days. So next week's episode will be about Polar Express.
Yes, we have some interesting news about Polar Express. And as you can see, we already have our Christmas village set up down here. So
yeah,
if you're watching.
With its own little tiny Polar Express, if you zoom in or if you can see it.
Yeah. Yes, but there's lots of interesting Polar Express news. Mm-hmm. I hate the movie, but my son loves it. So, so more to come on that.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie.
Here are the Hahns signing out.
Thank you so much for listening to Couple Chat. Make sure to subscribe to us on Spotify or YouTube Music. You can even subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can see this episode in video. Thank you to Hahn Films for editing and producing this episode. Let's chat soon.